Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would make a quick little video about something very exciting that happened in my indoor garden recently. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know what it is, but I did think that it was worth making a full video about. And that is my Hoya davidcummingii actually bloomed. So this is my first Hoya bloom, hence why I'm posting about it, making a video about it, getting really excited about it. But I just thought it would be nice to share. I mean, I really enjoyed seeing this bloom and watching it open over the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I guess I wanted to share my perspective as a fairly new Hoya owner and how this process went for me, what I think worked and what I learned. Just kind of share it from that kind of perspective because, as I said, I'm actually fairly new to Hoyas. I have had a Hoya Carnosa Crimson Princess for quite a while, but other than that I didn't have any other Hoyas in my collection. And last year I got quite a few. I kind of got interested in them, got a bit excited about them, and yeah, so I have quite a few now. If you want to see a Hoya collection video, let me know down below in the comments. But yes, so this is my first bloom. Didn't really know what I was doing, but I have found Hoyas quite easy to care for. I feel like they do like my house and my growing conditions, so I feel like most of my Hoyas are doing pretty well. I did kill my Carnosa Crinkle 8 and died from root rot, but apart from that, the rest of them have stayed alive, which I think is pretty good. So let me show you my Hoya davidcummingii as it is now. So this is a large mature plant. I got this house from grown in Hoyas. I don't know how to pronounce that. I will put it on the screen. Apologies for that. Yes, so I got this plant from them last year and I got it as a large mature plant, which I think is most likely the reason why it bloomed. I'm sure it's not really to do with my care so much, but yes, this is her. So she's big, she's a big girl, she's very long. Yeah, so try and get her in the shot here without looking too strange. So she is big. So as of now, the first bloom that she had has since fallen off and is no longer with us. But we do have one active bloom here, and we have now got peduncles everywhere, like all over this plant, which is really exciting. So will I try to count them? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8. Is that the last? I think that's the last. So we have 8 peduncles at the moment. And one of them is open, so we have one bloom that is open, and that's at the very bottom. I will twist this around so you can see it, just so you know, like, these are really small. They look big in the photos and stuff that I took, but they are very small. I'm not going to go that close because the sun is very bright right now, but yeah, they're very small. They smell so delicious. They smell so strongly of honeycomb. Well, I was so excited to smell this for the first time, I swear. But yeah, so they smell really strongly of honeycomb. I find they do smell more fragrant or stronger at night, maybe around 9-10 p.m. just as it's getting you know, really dark, which is what I found when I did actually put up some questions on Instagram, and I did ask quite a few questions because I don't really feel like I know that much about Hoyas or Hoya blooms, but some people did say that they do find they smell more at night. So I found that too. I will now share over here my time lapse of the first bloom that opened. So I did set up this time lapse literally the second I started seeing this peduncle. I set up a time lapse using my old phone, and I just left it. I left it there with the light, and I swear it was filming a time lapse for 2 weeks, I think. So a very long time, but I was so determined that I wasn't going to miss this. I think it's just beautiful to watch. I did make a reel of it on my Instagram, and I just think it's amazing. I guess it really shows like the true beauty of nature and plants, and why we keep plants and why they're so fascinating. Other thoughts that came up doing this, that, you know, plants really, they live their lives on such a different pace to us. They just really take their time, they're really slow. Yeah, like they're on a totally different timeline to us, and while we're running around and doing all of our stuff and working and all the things that we do, they're just growing away in the background, and it's one of the reasons why I love plants so much. Yeah, I just couldn't help but think about those things as I was watching this time lapse and looking at the bloom. I will share with you now a full photo of that bloom that, as I said, has now fallen off. So I think it lasted about 2 weeks, and now it's fallen off. As I said, we have more peduncles coming, and they're all kind of in different stages. And so I think she's going to continue blooming. So I'm just going to share some things that I feel like I've learned or paid attention to throughout this whole blooming experience. The first thing, I guess, why do I think that this Hoya bloomed and why have my other ones not? So honestly, I have Hoyas in varying different places in my house. I have some in lower light conditions. I have some up hanging on my skylights. I have some, down on shelving. I have some up on shelving. And then this one was about, 30 centimeters from my southeast facing skylight. And it has a grow light on it that is quite close to it. And it's had that all winter. So it stayed in the same place all winter. So it hasn't been moved. And the light has been pretty strong. So I feel like this Hoya, out of all that I have, probably has gotten the most consistent and best light all winter. And that is with the grow light. So my Hoyas that I've had hanging on the skylights, they haven't had any grow lights all winter, and although they've gotten very good natural light, they haven't had quite strong consistent lighting. So I'd say that's most likely something to do with it. Yeah, so I think lighting, good, strong, consistent lighting and staying in the same place has been very good for it. On top of that, I've been pretty consistent with watering. I do let all of my Hoyas dry out to the point where I can kind of feel their leaves, and if I feel like they're not so turgid or not so firm to the touch, if they start feeling a little bit soft, that's when I water. So I've been consistent with that with this plant. I water probably every 2 weeks right now, and we're just coming into spring now, so it's still, the watering's getting a little bit more frequent, but we're still kind of on our winter watering schedule. Felt like that's pretty consistent. And outside of that, I feel like obviously having a mature Hoya and a big healthy plant is obviously, for me, what I think is the main reason why this plant bloomed. So I started off with a very good specimen that was already mature. I gave it good consistent lighting all through winter, and it's also had consistent watering with drying out in between each water. So I think that's why it bloomed. I am a total novice when it comes to Hoya, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just providing my experience of this whole thing. I'm looking forward to seeing more blooms from this plant. It made me kind of understand the Hoya obsession, to be honest. That was the most exciting thing ever. I remember when it opened, I had actually had quite a bad day at work, I think, or it was just a really stressful day. And I come into my room at night, my bedroom, and I see that it's opened, and I lost my mind. I started bringing my husband in, brought my mom in even to see it, and just made a very big deal of it. So it was really exciting, really, really beautiful, and yeah, so I'm excited to see more blooms from my Hoya davidcummingii. I'm excited to see more blooms all round from all of my Hoyas. I hope the rest of them do bloom. I feel like I've learned something from the experience as well, so I will be treating the rest of my Hoyas in hopefully quite a similar way, giving them lots of light and being consistent. So that's it. I thought I would share this exciting indoor gardening moment with you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in my next video. I hope that you have a great day. Bye.